Alrighty guys, now we're in part 3 and we're going to be setting up our paths for the zombies. Because if we were to go ahead and compile it right now and test it in-game, the zombies would spawn, but they would have no idea where to go. So to do that, we're just going to right click, node, path node, and it should make this pink little square. And we're going to position it one block above the ground, and then pretty much just in front of the player or the zombie, and we're going to hit spacebar to go ahead and copy it. And the maximum amount of space you can put between path nodes is 128 blocks. So right now it's 96, so that's a pretty good space. And then we're going to put another one right here. So now he'll be able to get to the window. And we're going to go ahead and duplicate it and then put it into this room. And then I'm going to position it in the middle. And then just start pasting it with one block between each one. Something like that would do. And I'm actually going to select all 4 of them that we have right now, move them back a bit so they're in front of the path node right here at the window, and then go ahead and copy paste it and put it like that. And that should still have enough space between them. I'm going to do it one more time. And that should be enough path nodes to be able to have zombies be able to get to anywhere in this room. So now we have our zombie spawns, our paths, the player spawns, light, mystery box, a wall weapon, and our window barricade. And we're now going to go ahead and make the areas or zones. And to do that, or the reason for making these zones for the restyle map is so then whenever you're opening doors, zombies know, hey, there's a new area I can finally spawn in. If you're going to have multiple rooms with multiple zombies coming in from each of the rooms. So we're going to go ahead and go info volume, and it should make this purple square or whatever shape it makes for you. And we're going to go ahead and make it the entire size of the room that does not include the area that the zombie is in, and that's pretty important. Alright, so that should be able to be good for that. And we're going to hit N, and just to make sure you clear your key and values, we're going to type in target name start underscore zone. And now for the key, we're going to do target and value start zone spawners. And you should see a yellow line go to the zombie spawner, and that means that the zombie is activated to be able to spawn whenever you're in this area. If you're in a different area that, let's say, is 3 zones away and is not near it, zombies will know not to spawn in this room then. If it was maybe just in the next room or the one behind it, it would actually spawn, since that's how the World at War zones work. So that should be good enough. And now to make the zones work into restyle maps, we need at least 2 zones. So we're going to select this side wall, and then we're going to go ahead and cut out a part of the wall. And what I like to do is, to make my doors a pretty good size, I'm going to take the zombie spawner, and I'm going to put him in front of where I want to make the door. So right here would be a good spot. I'm going to select our wall again. I'm going to use the clipper tool to make our door. And for doors, what I do is I go 1 block out, so it's like that. 2 blocks above the head, and then 1 block to the side again. And then go ahead and just apply the texture, and then keep the cutout part again, or actually just keep it this time, not again, because last time we deleted it. And this is what's going to be textured as our door. So select it and go textures, usage door, and here we're going to go ahead and select a door that we want to use. So I'm going to select the Berlin door metal, and it might mess up how it applies, so do Control F, and that should do it. And I probably should have mentioned this, but to deselect stuff you hit escape. Yeah, I might just put that in as annotation for the other ones. So now we're going to select our door and right click on it, and then script brush model. And we're going to go ahead, and this is going to be the door we're going to be using to get to the new area. I'm just going to drag out the floor so it makes a 3x3 area, and then extend this wall, and then duplicate the no. We'll just go ahead and make a wall for ourselves. So first go ahead and select this wall again, because how Radiant works whenever it's making textures or brushes, it uses the size of the previous brush selected. So now we're just going to select it and then make our brush to make a 3x3, well, I'm going to do a 4x3 area just to make it even. So I might as well just go ahead and drag this out so it's a 4x4. And then just drag it a bit more so it makes it complete. And then do the same thing for this wall over here. And I'll drag this ceiling over like that. So now if we go into this room, it should be a pretty good size. And we're going to go ahead and put in our path nodes in here. For path nodes that go through doors, normally it will work on your first try, no problems. If it does happen to throw something at you where the zombies just won't go through the door, I'm pretty sure that's just that the zombies don't know how to get there, or the dynamic path has no idea what it's doing, which I actually haven't had happen before, so I'm not going to be helpful there. So I just kind of put them in a scramble there because I might delete some. Since in here we're going to have our Pack-a-Punch and Jug. So to put in perk machines or the Pack-a-Punch, we're going to right click Misc Prefab, and we're going to scroll down to Zombie Mode. And we're going to put in Pack-a-Punch first, which is Vending Weapon Upgrade. We're going to rotate it so then it faces towards us when we open the door. And I think if we hit 3 and then lift it up one, that should put it in the center. And put it on the ground. And then on here on this wall, we're going to do Misc Prefab. Zombie Mode. Juggernaut. We're going to rotate it so then it's actually diagonal in the wall. And then use the tilde key to position it nicely. And then go ahead and put it on the ground again. So now we have Jug and the Pack-Punch. In the first room, I'm actually going to go ahead and put Speed Cola. Note that we actually need to put in all the perk machines for Pack-Punch to work. So we're going to do that then. Speed Cola is Slate. Should be good like that. Oh, I put 6. Whoopsies. And then put quicker double tap in here. Okay, I'm just gonna have it like that instead of rotated. And now for Quick Revive, one of the most useless in World at War Solo, unless you get the Black Ops script for it. Alright, so now we have all our perks, Pack-a-Punch, paths, and now we're going to set up a zone in here. Info volume. And this time, instead of being inside the rectangle, we're actually going to make it in here, so then if you're in between the doorway and the round starts, the zombies will know that you're in this zone at least. Because if you use the other, well, it actually wouldn't really matter, but since it's a new area, might as well just include it since it's a new part that you haven't walked into yet. And the key is going to be target name, zone_1, and then for the key again, we're going to do target, and then _spawners. Alright. So now if you move around, you'll see that line going around and around. And it shouldn't really matter anyways. For now at least. So now we're going to select our door, which I have to do from this side in the 3D view. I'm going to hit N. And for our key, we're going to put in target name. The value is going to be door1. You can put whatever you like since this part, the target name doesn't matter. You at least just need to have it. And then we're going to put in spawn flags 1. And then script link to 1. Now we want to right click in front of the door and do trigger use. I'm going to just make it 1 block in front, so it's like that right next to it touching, and make sure it's the size of the door, and hit N. Target name zombie debris. This part matters because you can have zombie debris, door, and one other one which I can't remember right now. I'm going to do target door1. This one has to be whatever you put the target name on our door or blocker, depending on what you use. And then zombie_cost. And there are preset amounts of monies for the costs that you can put. The common ones that Treyarch uses, such as 750, 1000, 1250, 1500, 1750, and 2000, are preset for you. So we're going to go ahead and use 2000. If you want to put in new ones, you'd have to set up in the scripts, which I'm not going to be going over soon, so I'm not going to do that. So now for the last part for the door, we're going to do script struct, and we're going to just position it directly underneath it, like that. Target name for the key, and the value is going to, or actually no, not target name, script link name, and then for value, whatever you put your script link to as 1. For each door, it has to be a different I can't even talk. Script link name and a different script link to. So make sure it's correctly positioned under the door. And that's going to be our door system. And actually we need one more KVP for our zones. Go to the trigger and hit N. And we're going to put in script flag enter zone 1. Now this is going to notify the game whenever we activate it that zone 1 is now activated. So make sure whatever you put after enter underscore is whatever your zone's name is. And that's going to be all we're going to do for this tutorial. And the next one will be, I think, pretty much just finishing up the stuff for the map. and I'll see you guys then.